Today we're going to go over our non-polish chemical basics. We're going to teach you mix ratios, injector draw rates, and final dilutions. We mix our bullet, which is our number 1 acid, and our trigger, which is our number 2 soap, at 3:1. And that means 3 parts water and 1 part chemical. That would be 4 gallons of ready to use. So if you were mixing up your soap in a 55-gallon drum, you would take your 55-gallon chemical tank, divide it by 4, and that would give you your 3:1 mix ratio. So that would be 13.75 gallons of concentrated chemical, and then you would mix that with 41.25 gallons of water to get you a 3:1 mix ratio for 55 gallons of chemical ready to use. Let's factor in injector draw rates. We use an injector that pulls at a 17:1 ratio, and what that means is our 4 gallons of ready to use will be mixed again at a 17:1 ratio. That brings us to final dilution. To calculate your final dilution, take all the parts of your ready-to-use mix, which is 4, and then you multiply that by your chemical injector draw rate. So we have 17:1 times 4 equals 68:1. And 68:1 is the final dilution of your chemical hitting the surface of the truck. Keep in mind, not all injectors draw the same amount. Another common injector draw rate is 10:1. So if you take our same mix and you multiply that by a 10:1 draw rate, you will get a final dilution of 40:1. It's important to know injector draw rates because if you want to get similar results to what we get here, and you are using a 10:1 injector, then you would need to mix your ready to use at 5:1. So at a 5:1 ratio, there are 6 parts total. So you would take 6 parts total multiplied by your 10:1 injector ratio, and that would get you a 60:1 final dilution. It's important to mix your chemical with the cleanest water possible. We mix our chemical with deionized water, commonly known as DI water. You will also see people mix their chemical with RO water. What this will do is give you the best performance, quality, and the best longevity of your chemical. Also, when mixing your chemical with RO water, you can actually dilute your chemical out further, which will then save you money. The first thing you need to do when you're mixing your chemical is put on your PPE, safety glasses, and chemical-proof gloves and boots. Let's mix up our number 1 bullet, 3:1. We've got 1 gallon of bullet in there. We're gonna fill up the rest with DI water. We've got 4 gallons of ready-to-use bullet mixed 3:1, and it's ready to be downstreamed. Let's mix up our non-polish safe number 2 trigger. We've got a gallon of concentrated trigger in here straight, and now we're gonna mix up the rest with DI water. So now we've got equal parts concentrate and 1 part water, and that is a 1:1 mixture. At 2:1, we have 1 part of concentrate and 2 parts water. And at 3:1, we have 1 part concentrate and 3 parts water. We've got 4 gallons of ready-to-use number 2 trigger mixed up at 3:1. Now we're ready to wash.